relenting in what was the first or was supposed to be the first Super 8 game of the T20 World Cup. Pakistan versus New Zealand is a match that many people would have actually been looking forward to from a purely neutral perspective. But again, what's happened unfortunately is that the rain has come and it's showing no signs of going away. However, there is, of course, there is still a chance of a match happening. It was supposed to obviously get underway at 7 o'clock, but it is at this point in time 8:09 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and there's no signs yet as to whether or not the match is going to get underway. So we thought we'll quickly go over the playing conditions with you guys and talk about what exactly can happen, assuming there is, of course, some sort of a ceasing of the rain. Although I'll be honest, signs right now don't look very promising. The entire ground is currently covered and the rain is steady. That's not a good sign. However, let's quickly answer two questions which are very important. It is one question is, when exactly is it that there will be a loss of overs kicking in for this particular match? And second, what is the cutoff time for a minimum 5 over a side match? And I'll answer the first question. The cutoff time for a match, or rather not the cutoff time, the first question is, when exactly will we start losing overs? Well, we are starting to lose overs as of now. As of 8:10 p.m. IST, overs will be lost. So now what is going to happen is that you're going to have overs reduced after every 4 or 5 minutes, which is normally the standard. So you're going to have a reduction of the number of overs that are going to be taking place in this particular match. The point number two, what is the cutoff time? The cutoff time for a 5 over contest in this particular match would be 10:16 p.m. IST. So those are the two timings that you need to keep in mind when it comes to this match. You are already, as of now, losing overs in the match, and if you want a match to take place, even a truncated match, the cutoff time would be 10:16 p.m. IST, which is about 2 odd hours from now, 2 hours and 6 minutes, if I'm being precise with my timings. 2 hours and 6 minutes we are away from potentially being seen the match being called off. Although, of course, I think it'll be called off way earlier if it has to be called, because again, it would take the ground staff about 30 to 40 minutes to actually prepare the ground, assuming the rain stops in the first place. So it is not, I'd say it's touch and go right now. You need the rain to stop before you can make any conclusive call on whether or not you can even come close to having some sort of action in this particular match. But as we speak, the rain has not yet relented. So the fact is that until the rain relents, you're not going to be seeing any chances of there being some sort of action. And in fact, that's the thing which is key. We can talk about these timings. In fact, as I said, we are losing overs right now. So whichever way you look at it, you are getting a truncated game. But 10:16 p.m. is the other key time to look at when it comes to this particular match, because that is the latest that a match can start for either of these teams. A truncated minimum 5 overs a side game has to start at 10:16 p.m. for it to actually be constituted as a full match. So it is, of course, right now, as I said, touch and go, because you need the rain to clear out and you need the ground to be prepared, which would take about 30-40 minutes. So as of now, the chances of play, in my opinion, they're looking 50-50. It's not looking good. We were getting updates as well from people. In fact, if you're going through social media, you'll see that people at the ground are stating very clearly that right now the rain hasn't relented. And in fact, as someone in the comments pointed out, that there's currently a 90% chance of rain. That is not looking good. That depression over the Bay of Bengal causing some unseasonal rains, not only in Sri Lanka, but even down south, places like Chennai are having unseasonal rains taking place right now. So it is definitely an issue. And I'm not really sure we could get a match, because again, as I said, it's 50-50. You could see a situation where you'd get a shortened match, but with every minute that we lose, we are going closer to the 10:16 p.m. cutoff time. And that really is key, because if we reach there, I'd say maybe by 9:30, 40 latest, we will know whether or not we can have a match. Because if it's not called by then, if there's no chance of the rain relenting by then, it's going to be called. 30, 40 minutes they need to prepare the ground. I'll take a look at a couple of your comments, because again, there is in fact. A lot of you are leaving. So there's Shori Holla who's saying that if the match is washed out, what is the point? Is it an advantage for New Zealand? I'd honestly say it's more of an advantage to Pakistan, because I would have expected New Zealand to be the slight favorites in this match. So I do think that if Pakistan can get a point from here, it'll actually be very good for them. In fact, as Ruki Teki points out, now Pakistan needs to win both remaining games to qualify. Yeah, if they win both their remaining games, they could very well even be group toppers. So they win both their two games. In fact, them getting a point here, I'd say, has worked out very well for them. Potentially, assuming they get, a point even, I'd say it's an advantage for them. Devan Majumdar is saying that Pakistan is the only team enjoying a clear home advantage. No travel, same ground, plenty of spinners on slow pitches, a real privilege. Devan, I agree. But let's also be fair, India enjoyed the same advantage in the 2025 ICC Champions Trophy. That is a result of the hybrid deal that India and Pakistan have agreed with the ICC. It's not something we should really be talking much about. I don't think so. Let's see. We've got sports fan asking, is it the same for all 8 matches in SL? I mean, rain has been a factor in a fair few games. As to whether or not it's the same for all Super 8 matches, I mean, that's something we'll have to check and tell you. But yeah, there is, as we mentioned, there's a depression over the Bay of Bengal, and that is in fact causing some unseasonal rains in Sri Lanka. So as long as that depression is there, I do think that yes, you could be in a situation where there are 6 games to be played, remember, in Sri Lanka, including today's. You could potentially see at least rain hitting most of them, if not all. As Nashli rightly points out, Kudrat ka nizam has begun. Yeah, I mean, if they're getting a point from here, it's a very good result for them. I'm not mincing any words, because I would expect that New Zealand would be the favorites. So there is, in fact, in that sense, it's a good point for them. Shars says need to ship matches to Dubai immediately. I mean, I don't think that's happening, but let's see. Vipin Vijay says that there's heavy rain in Kerala too, thunder and lightning as well. It seems any match happening in neighboring areas would be tough. Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. Let's see. Saptarshi Ray is saying that no chance of match, no rain will happen in Pakistan. Next match is against England. Let's see. Let's see. Shah says everyone knows Feb and March is rainy for Sri Lanka. Poor planning from ICC. Need to have a backup venue. Let's see. Rukiteki says, don't you think getting 1 point here is equal to losing the game, as they still need to win 2 games? I mean, yeah, sure. But considering they could have been in a situation where if they had 4 points from their next 2 games, they might not have qualified due to net run rate. Here, though, net run rate remains unaffected, and it could very well be a situation whereby it actually works out for them. Naval Singh says, if it's a 5-over game, then who has the advantage? I'd say New Zealand. You know why? Because right now, for some reason, Pakistan chose to bat first. 5 overs if they have to play, I'm not so sure they'll be able to really impact anything. I would say that New Zealand would have the advantage, because they'd be chasing. They know what the conditions are like, and conditions, again, as we know, with rain tend to get altered pretty massively. Sachin Tendulkar says New Zealand should be huge favourites, and England will have the least possibility of qualifying for the semis. Sri Lanka versus Pak will decide the second semi-finalist. That's an interesting one. Pranay is asking, is there any chance of a match? 50-50 right now, my friend, but we'll keep bringing you updates. As of now, what I can tell you, 1, you already started losing overs. You started losing overs at 8-10. Number 2, you will be in for a match only if it can start by 10:16 p.m. IST. So that is about 2 hours away from now. If it doesn't start by then, wash out, points shared. So that's the update for you guys. Thank you for joining us. As always, if you enjoy our work, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon as well, so that you know when it is we're going live or uploading a new video for you guys. Also, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, X, and Facebook. And stay tuned for more such updates from the world of sport.